is John Caldwell with FasTrac Construction Products. His motto is less time on the job, more money in your pocket, or I'm sorry, more dollars in your pocket. So stick around, about 2 minutes. We're going to get this interview started, and whenever you're here, we're going to be giving away some really free FasTrac swag. We're going to have some hats, we're going to have some stickers, we're going to have some pins, we're going to have some koozies, we're going to have some t-shirts, and we might even have a few safety vests. So you got about 2 more minutes, gather around, and we're going to get started. Everything was tested the last few days. We should be good to go.
30 seconds. Test. Well, that's not good. Test, test. Test.
Test 1.
All right. Are we ready, Bradley? All right, all right, all right. Gather around. We have our first interview of the day here today at the FasTrac Construction Products booth. We're pleased to have an industry celebrity with us today. Mr. John Roberts from the International Grooving and Grinding Association, otherwise known as the Groovy Grinders.
That's us.
That's you. John, what is the charge of the Grooving and Grinding Association? What do you get involved with?
Essentially, we're the touch point between the public sector and the private sector, and we do all things pavement preservation, repair, maintenance, and optimization. The IGGA has been around for several decades, formed in 1972 by a group of concerned contractors looking to advance the technology, improve specifications, and basically transfer information to the departments of transportation. So I'm the executive director of the outfit. I've been around for 27 years running this association, and to a great degree we've seen a huge growth in pavement preservation and the funding that moves forward towards preserving the nation's pavements. So it's a good business to be in right now, for sure, right? In 1995, the IGGA affiliated with the American Concrete Pavement Association, and at that point in time, we became the Concrete Pavement Preservation Partnership, otherwise known as CP3. And that affiliation in 1995 really opened the door for us to become a one-stop shop where we could handle pavement repair, pavement maintenance, preservation, and pavement optimization. So at that point in time, we were able to bring in concrete contractors, material manufacturers, sealant manufacturers, and the like. And as I mentioned, we're a one-stop shop where we can do tech transfer, promotion of materials, and so on. So that, we've really grown the industry since that point in time.
Right. In addition to yourself, you have some technical staff that's helping in the field?
Yep, we have a team of engineers that are in the field that service the industry. And for those that are interested in learning more about the pavement preservation and optimization industry, you can go to IGGA.net and learn a little more, or you can reach right out and contact us. So yeah, we're readily available for those that are interested in learning more about the process, for sure.
Is it safe to say that you've been involved with all 50 states and DOTs?
Oh yeah.
At this point?
Yeah, our reach is across the globe. And not only do we do an extensive amount of work in the U.S., but we're also involved in South America, Europe, Asia, Australia, and the like. And the technologies that we're discussing here today, they transfer easily to any place where there's pavement. So it's a pretty easy sell.
Hence the international part in your name.
Hence
right?
the international grooving and grinding. You betcha, for sure. So, if you look back a little bit, the whole pavement preservation and repair industry began back in the 40s, and specifically with diamond tools being used at the time. We saw experimental applications of single diamond blades trying to improve the quality of concrete pavement. But the pavement preservation industry really never matured until the 1960s, when the California Department of Transportation, now referred to as Caltrans, had a section of Interstate 10 that came out of LA heading in towards Arizona. And they had a terrible faulting problem at the transverse joints of their concrete. Which
rough ride, huh?
A very rough ride, yes. So Caltrans at the time decided they would use an experimental process called diamond grinding to remove the faults, which was very successful on this 20-year-old piece of pavement. Problem is, we treated the symptom and not the cause. So we found out that we need to do something in order to reinforce the amount of load transfer from one panel to the next. Right. And that's where we came up with the process of dowel bar retrofit.
DBR, as it's known. Okay.
So DBR was very effective in taking care of the issue that caused the faulting and the rough ride. The problem was we still had issues with the material that we were using to backfill within. And for at least a decade, I know we had a series of discussions, to say the least, in trying to make sure that we had a material that was low shrink, that was durable, didn't crack, would give us strength in hours, and we were not largely successful. So there was a decade or two where we placed several million bars, but we still had trouble determining what's the best mix to backfill, until we came into the CSA, the calcium sulfoaluminate cements, and the blends, which really took care of those issues for us. Low shrink material, high strength gain, very, very durable, consistent to handle. The CSA product made a real big difference and actually took that problem off the table for us. And dowel retrofit is being used to this day, and there's only 2 products that I would recommend, and they're both CSA based. So
one of those is a FasTrac product, right?
It's a FasTrac product.
Okay.
You betcha, sir. So then, moving beyond that, we solved the backfill issue with and we had another problem we had to deal with, and that was the issue with traffic and maintenance of traffic. We needed a high-strength, fast-setting material that we could put traffic back onto patches in a matter of hours. The drive, it's very demanding. They don't like orange cones. And CSA Cement, once again, came to the forefront to help us with that problem. Again, the CSA cements are durable. They're fast setting, low shrink. And hey, by the way, you get the benefit of low carbon footprint.
That's right.
Right? So you get everything that you really need in a product to make sure that a nation's roads are better. And I often say, we don't make roads, we just make roads better.
Yeah.
Right?
So you're in a business of rehabilitation and adding safety to our roads and highways,
Yeah,
right?
and I would put safety first in line. We make roads safer. Then beyond that, we make them smoother, we make them quieter, we make them last longer, and we do it cost efficiently. And
Right.
CSA cements and blends are just a great big factor in us overcoming those problems.
Do you have any good examples of an old pavement that we're able to extend the service life many years?
Yeah, anywhere in the state of California.
Okay.
Anywhere in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
The CSA and the CSA blends like the FasTrac cements are being used nationwide, and they're readily being adopted because of the low shrink, the high strength, and the dependability in terms of the products being able to bring up strength predictably. There's been a lot of different products out there that they claim to be fast setting, and they are. They'll set up really, really fast. And then in a year's time, they're cracking or delaminating or shrinking, giving you a whole lot of problems.
It's not durable.
It's not durable.
Yeah.
So, I mean, fast is only one part of it. Everything else that I just mentioned is also part of the equation, and that's why the CSA cements and the CSA blends dominate Riverdale. And then as the concrete tightens up, we're going to come through and cut contraction joints at a discrete location. That might be 15 feet, 18 feet, or 20 feet, depending upon the thickness of the pavement. So our contraction cuts are typically 1/3 the depth of the pavement. Once that concrete tightens up, we hope to see it break along the aggregate faces. And as it does that, we have something called aggregate interlock.
Right.
And we hope that that interlock will transfer load from one panel to the next.
Yeah.
But after 20 or 30 years, those aggregates wear down, and we need to do something to provide load transfer. What we do is we place a dowel bar across the joint, typically 6 or 8 per panel width. And again, once we place the dowel bar in a slot, we have to choose the right material. And again, we need a material that's fast setting, high strength, low shrink, and dependable. And the CSA cements and blends just get the job done.
Great. So our FasTrac 400 cement, our 246 pre-blended bag mix are perfect for those applications.
Absolutely. And if you want to see some examples that are in the process of being built or soon to be built, you have to go no further than Oklahoma, right? The Oklahoma Turnpike Authority has several jobs that are either ongoing or soon to be constructed. That'll be dowel bar retrofit using a CSA blend. And I think at least a couple of the projects will be using the FasTrac cement.
That's right. Yes. Yes. So beyond the dowel bar retrofit application, you also get involved with recommending partial depth patching or full panel replacement in cases?
Absolutely.
Yep.
And especially in the panel replacement realm, whenever we're dealing with panel replacement, that's typically a high volume roadway, and we're looking to get the panel out and pour back as quick as possible, hoping to get the traffic back on as quickly as possible.
Sure.
And there's no better product than the CSA cements and blends. Nothing can touch it. Again, they're dependable, long lasting, minimal shrinkage. And the same thing with partial depth repairs, even more so with partial depth repairs. When you're doing a partial depth repair, what you're looking to do is bond to the existing material.
Right.
And any kind of shrinkage in an operation like that could be detrimental to the long life of the patch.
Right.
And hence, once again, the benefit of the CSA cement, low shrink.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Makes for a longer lasting patch, better value for the taxpayer.
What about airport pavements? Do you get involved with those, John?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, in terms of airport payments, once again, the ability to get in, get out very, very quickly and have it last for a long time is imperative. It costs ungodly amounts of money for a runway to be shut down when you're doing repairs.
Absolutely.
You have to have a product that's dependable, something that you know is going to go off in a certain amount of time, and again, it's going to be long lasting. And again, the CSA product covers the bill.
Yeah. Well, you're really helping our nation's infrastructure, roads, pavements, airport pavements. Is there anything else that you get involved in with the groovy grinders?
That's a loaded question, John. Basically, we're involved in optimization as well, right? We're not going to build concrete pavements. We're going to make them better. So if there's any kind of repairs or maintenance need to be done, whether it be panel repair, full depth patching, partial depth repair, dowel bar retrofit, joint spalling, that's our bailiwick. That's what we get involved with. And again, as I mentioned, we don't make pavements, we make them better, but we make them safer too.
Safer and longer lasting.
Longer lasting.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Exclamation point.
Great. Well, John, I really appreciate you taking time out with us today and explaining what the Grooving and Grinding Association does to help our nation's infrastructure, and we play a role in that too, and we thank you for your time. Any questions from the audience?
Now's your time.
All right.
Thank you, John. We appreciate the opportunity to get together.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well.